Hey guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome yourselves back to another Zombies Q&A on the channel, where today, as always, I'm going to be taking a bunch of your questions from the comment section below and answering them in today's video. If there's anything that you want to ask me, make sure you leave them in the comments and hopefully I can pick them for the next video. If you enjoy, a like rating would be very much appreciated whenever you feel like it. If you want to subscribe to the channel and haven't already, that will keep you up to date with all these zombies videos that I upload. But without further ado, thank you for tuning in, and when you're ready, here we go. So the first question of today says, why is the Shadow Man's shadow in Ascension, and also why isn't Richtofen wearing the spacesuit? So we're talking about the new remastered Ascension that we got in Chronicles, not the original. Although I'm going to talk about both in order to answer this question. So the first one is, why is the Shadow Man in Ascension? So you can see right here, near to where the rocket launches by the Pack-a-Punch, the Shadow Man seems to be watching from the window. That's what we saw him do all through Shadows of Evil. He was appearing in random windows watching, and now in Ascension he is watching our original characters. Why is this? Well, we know from the radios and the things that he says in Revelations that he has been watching our characters all this time. He's been trying to suss us out, figure out what we are doing, figure out a way that he can win. The Shadow Man, before coming face to face with our characters in Revelations, has seen them before. Richtofen even used to be his apprentice. We know he used to talk to Richtofen. And we can see in Ascension he got even closer than that because he was right there with us watching. We just didn't notice. And Ascension probably isn't the only map that he was watching us in. Even though we can't see him, he was probably there in Kino der Toten, Shino Numa, Shangri-La. Other zombies maps, we just don't see him. So the Shadow Man all this time has been watching. But that also makes us wonder, if we don't see him in this window in the original Ascension, then why do we see him in the window in this new one? That must mean that both Ascensions are in two different universes, right? And that question's a little bit more difficult to explain, as it's never really been explained to us. It's been up to us to figure this out, and the only answer I could give you is it must be. Ascension, the new remastered version in Chronicles, must be in a different universe to the original Ascension. And we can say this because things are clearly different. In the new Ascension we have the Gobblegums, whereas in the original one we didn't. There are a few things, a few changes. Obviously Richtofen is no longer wearing his spacesuit, whereas in the original Ascension he was, but we are still playing with the original OG characters. So the reason for these changes, if they are taking place at the same time, is they must be in different universes. We are playing as the same characters, the same group, but just in a different universe. Maybe this is a 3.0, a 4.0, a 5.0 version of our characters. As we know, there are hundreds of thousands of different universes out there that these characters exist in. There are thousands of different Richtofens, different Dempseys, Nikolais and Takios, and I think we could assume if that's the case, these characters would have met up in another universe and fought together in these maps. Just things in this universe are slightly different, as we can see. So it seems like this version of Ascension is in a different universe, which is only a tiny bit different, kind of like a fracture. Maybe this is a fracture of the original universe, just like the Giant. The Giant is a fracture of Derice. It is the same, but things are a little bit different. It's the same for Ascension. Things are the same, but a few things have changed. So I believe that Ascension is a fracture, and that is the reason why we don't see the Shadow Man in the original, but we see him in the new one. Although all this time he has been there watching. And that also answers the second question as well. Why isn't Richtofen wearing the spacesuit? Because things in the new Ascension, as I just said, since I believe it is a fracture, things have changed a little bit, and for that reason, in the new one, Richtofen isn't wearing the spacesuit that he was wearing in the original. But I know a lot of people will be asking me, why was Richtofen even wearing a spacesuit in the first place? In the original version of Ascension, we can see we have Nikolai, Takio and Dempsey all wearing their normal clothes, yet when we played as Richtofen in the game, he was just randomly wearing a spacesuit. We went from Kino der Toten, where he was normal, then to Ascension, where he was suddenly random wearing a spacesuit, and then to the next map, Call of the Dead, and Shangri-La, where again he was wearing his normal clothes. So why randomly in Ascension was he wearing this spacesuit? And Dr. Monty kind of gave us a good explanation in one of the Ascension radios. He said this.
Ascension, the Russian cosmodrome. I know Nikolai can be a bit down on Soviet technology, but the Ruskies really pulled one out of the bag that time. The Ascension group built a bloody great rocket. It actually worked a treat too. You remember Gersh, bald guy? He fought alongside you for a while. I think Richthofen was off somewhere at the time. Anyway, Gersh ran into a little bit of dimensional distortion. Honestly, why do you insist in meddling with stuff you don't understand? Of course, all their experiments just stirred the reality soup even more. You ended up fighting monkeys. Space monkeys at that. As I'm sure you know, monkeys are thieving little bastards. Give them half a chance and they'll nick anything that isn't nailed down. So, in answer to a question Richthofen once asked, I don't love a monkey.
So Dr. Monty says, do you remember Gersh, the bald one who fought alongside you for some time? I think Richtofen was off somewhere else doing something on his own. And that's when we first heard this, then explained the Ascension poster. This poster had been a massive mystery to us for a very long time. We saw this poster for the first time and straight away you notice that this character, who is supposed to be Richtofen, is bald. And a lot of people are asking this question, why is Richtofen bald? Some people were even saying that this isn't Richtofen, but at the time this would have made sense for it to have been him, since this is our 04 set of characters. Why wouldn't Richtofen have been included on this poster? And we now know. As Dr. Monty tells us, this character we see in the poster, the bald guy, is Dr. Gersh. He was fighting alongside our characters for a little while. Whilst Richtofen was off somewhere else doing something on his own, Gersh replaced him and fought alongside Takio, Nikolai and Dempsey. They all fought together against the zombies whilst Richtofen was off doing something else. And then when Richtofen returns in Ascension, as we see, he returns wearing his spacesuit. So obviously when he was gone away from the characters, he was doing something that involved him having to wear this spacesuit. Maybe he had to travel to Moon to do something, or as I said in my other video, it's possible that this isn't a spacesuit and a hazmat suit, so whatever he was doing could have involved chemicals, fire, toxic gas and stuff like that. We don't know. But also more than likely if Gersh replaced Richtofen, it was Gersh in the first place who told Richtofen that he needs him to do something. Richtofen agreed, he went off to do whatever Gersh wanted him to do, and in return, Gersh took his place and fought alongside the characters until Richtofen returned. And when he returns in Ascension, he's still wearing the spacesuit or the hazmat suit that he needed to do his job, and that's the reason why he's wearing it. So there we go, hopefully that answers your question. Minus Microbes says, why are there different types of mystery boxes? Honestly, it could just depend on which universe you're in. We see in the original timeline, we have the original mystery box in Mom of the Dead, which isn't in reality. We have a different mystery box, and then we go to Origins, which is in a different universe to the original, and in that universe we also have a different mystery box. So I think it depends on which universe you're in. Obviously the mystery box is given to us by Dr. Monty, so maybe it has something to do with him. Does it have any real significance? Probably not, but I'm not sure. Clutch Plays 2403 says, BOA, where is your face? A lot of people always ask me, man, show me your face. Show me. Why don't you show your face? I have done quite a few face reveals already. I've done live streams of my face, and I've probably shown my face in videos about 10 times. So, I mean, if you want to go back and look at some of my gaming setup videos, I look quite a bit different, obviously, a year ago to how I do now. But, I don't know, I just haven't seen an opportunity to make a video with my face on lately. I mean, if I do live stream, which is really quite rare, or maybe a 400k special video. Maybe for 400k I could come back with my face. I mean, don't know why you guys want it. It's, oh. But yeah, I mean, it is on my channel if you want to check previous videos out, just none recently. I thought this question from Digital Dude 33 was really interesting. Hey BOA, why does Woods, referring to Sergeant Frank Woods in the COD campaign, have a tattoo of Element 115? So you can see Sergeant Frank Woods does have a 115 tattoo on his forearm. Below that we have a werewolf with a moon in the background. In fact, Sergeant Frank Woods has quite a few different tattoos. He has one of a devil dog, he has one that says Semper Fidelis, and then of course, as I said, he has a 115 tattoo as well. But what exactly does this mean, and why does Sergeant Frank Woods have it? Now, as far as we know, he doesn't specifically have anything to do with zombies. He's never been in the zombie storyline, he's never been involved with any Easter eggs, not from what I can remember anyway. Obviously he's been in the zombies maps, he's been in Ascension, which is part of the campaign, but from what we know he's not directly linked, although we can see he does have a 115 tattoo, and 115 in COD usually relates to zombies. In terms of campaign, nothing comes to mind. There's nothing in terms of the campaign that I could relate this to. So the only thing that it could link to is zombies. Now, this could be just a small Easter egg that Treyarch decided to add in. They thought, you know what, let's just add a 115 Easter egg, a 115 tattoo on Sergeant Frank Woods and just see who links this little Easter egg up, see who notices it. Or it's possible that it could have some meaning to it. We know that Frank Woods has done a lot of things in his time, so it could be something from his past, something that we don't know of. It could have some meaning, or it could just be random. I'm thinking that this is probably a reference to zombies that Treyarch thought they would add onto his forearm as a tattoo, as really I can't link it to anything else. If you guys know, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And this is the final question of today. Frosty Jumpman says, who is the announcer on Origins? And this is a really good question. Actually, I'm not going to be able to answer this because a few weeks ago I did a video with the title, The Hardest Question to Answer in Zombies, and this is pretty much what it was about. It was about the zombies' eye colours and the announcers, which is so hard to explain. I'm not really going to talk about that because, like I said, I've already done a video. If you want to check it out, I will link it down in the description. But Origins is a strange one because in Origins, we know that Samantha travels back in time to a different universe, specifically Dimension 63. She travels back from Origins to Dimension 63 to speak to her father, Maxis. So the girl we hear talking to our characters in Origins is obviously Samantha. We know that. But then also the announcer of the zombies, the one who announces the perk drops, the zombie blood, the one who is talking to the zombies. The voice that we hear obviously sounds very similar to Samantha, who we originally heard back in the Black Ops 1 and World at War days. But that's weird because, as we know, Samantha is good in Origins. She's trying to help us out, lead us down the right path and get to our Gotha, but then it would also be strange for her to be the announcer in Origins as well. Plus, Origins is a totally separate universe to when Samantha was originally in Control. So who is the announcer in Control of the zombies? I honestly don't know. Like I said, I did a video the other day on the hardest question to answer in zombies. I couldn't answer it then, and I can't answer it now. It sounds like Samantha. It's probably not Samantha. Who's in control? Is it no one? Is it the Shadow Man? Is it... I don't know. There's so many questions. HGVC, is that a C or E? I can't quite tell because anyway, are the wave gun related? Wait, is the... I'm gonna change it. Is the wave gun related to the Wonder Waffle? Please, PS, is that right? So, no. The only relation between the two is that they were both created by Group 935. And I'm answering this because it surprisingly has quite a lot of thumbs up. So obviously a lot of people were wondering, but the Wave Gun and Wonder Waffle, apart from the fact that they were both created by members of Group 935, don't have any relation. The Wonder Waffle was created by Richtofen and the Wave Gun was created by Dr. Groff and Schuster. So there we go. But there we go. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, a like rating as always would be very much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest zombies videos on the channel. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.